Happy Friday the 13th, let's talk about ghosts. In specific, we are talking about Pepper's ghost, which is not actually a real ghost, but a very interesting illusion technique. Pepper's ghost's illusion technique was popularized by John Henry Pepper in 1862 when it was used in a theatrical production of one of Charles Dickens's stories that John Pepper was putting on. However, this technique was not invented by Pepper. It was actually first recorded way earlier in the 16th century in Naples, Italy, by the Italian scientist Giambattista della Porta, who was the first person to officially record this technique in one of his books about natural illusions. But basically, Pepper's ghost is a type of illusion that projects a two-dimensional image of something in a ghost-like form. Now, one of the best examples of this is the Disney's Haunted Mansion ride, where all of these ghosts are produced using Pepper's ghost method. Now, this isn't exactly a hologram. Holograms are classified as being 3D projections. These are different, they're two-dimensional, and they only move on a two-dimensional plane. But yes, they can move. But it really does look like there is a ghostly three-dimensional figure popping up wherever these ghosts are being projected. Now, it's actually quite simple how this illusion is achieved. Basically, there is the stage or upper part where the image is being projected, and underneath there is a light projector and the figure of whatever's being projected. In this case, it is a figure of a ghost in a white sheet. Now, the main part of this is, one, that the audience cannot see the projector or the figure underneath the stage. The second is a transparent reflective material such as glass or plexiglass held up at a 45-degree angle. How it works is the light underneath the stage hits the figure and is reflected upwards towards the glass. And then when it hits the glass, because it is at that specific 45-degree angle, it reflects in a very specific way, causing the image to be projected almost as if it was a hologram or an actual ghostly figure. Here is a bit more detailed diagram of how exactly the light reflects in everything, but basically the principle is light, bounces off figure, hits glass, projects figure, looks like ghost. Now, this Pepper's ghost technique is still quite widely used today, like the ride that I mentioned earlier, as well as a couple other different rides in the same area. It's also used less commonly now due to CGI, but it was used quite commonly in movies and TV shows for practical effects. It's still used in live productions of plays and musicals and everything in order to get that ghostly figure projected up and make it seem like there is a real ghost on stage interacting with the cast members. And it's even used in live music and concerts to project kind of a virtual artist up on stage with the actual artist performing. It's been used to project Elvis Presley, Tupac, and many other artists that were not able to perform on stage, but it made it seem like they were there performing anyway. It's also possible to do this on a small scale as well. You can buy Pepper's Ghost illusion kits and set it up yourself, but I've also seen that you can do it in like a coffee lid. I'm not sure about that. I haven't really looked into it. I might look into it later, but yeah, you can just buy little kits and produce this Pepper's Ghost all on your own.